Bryan Kohberger.
I was blindsided.
This is out of character for Bryan, these allegations.
Nothing that surprising that he would possibly be stalking other individuals. Also, it's not surprising that he would have been condescending or treat women differently than men based on what we know.
Was he? I mean, like, if this hadn't happened, would you ever have thought he was weird?
Exactly. That's what I'm seeing is like the people that are saying that, I know for a fact didn't really know him, and they're just saying it because they don't want to sound like they're, for him. I'm just being honest. He wasn't a bad dude in high school. He was a straight A student. He gained popularity. He lost a lot of weight. It was complete opposite from what you think, and that's what should be told. But they're not going to say that. So,
I think that the reason why it was still so bloody, with all his knowledge, was because his rage. And again, that I think that, and I still think the more we find out that he's an incel, and that this was incel rage against women, because of his history with women, starting in high school. Well, at least starting in high school, where the girls would be bullying him.
What are some of the things that you've seen about him that you're like, oh no, that's not right? Like
people saying that he was a bully. People saying that he was always weird and had a vendetta towards people. From somebody that was just the outside looking in, I didn't see any of that.
He was always good to me. Now, over the years, that has changed. I know going into his senior year, he lost a lot of weight. It was then I hear that he might have become the bully.
He really didn't have a reason to get bullied. And then people said he turned into the bully, which I'm seeing everywhere. He turned into the bully in high school, which I just, like I said, I went through a transformation in high school as well. I was probably like the second biggest as far as muscular wise kid in the school. So I hated bullies. I made sure if I ever saw a bully do anything, I would step in and do something. And Bryan was always just a kid that was very smart, went to after school academic programs and stuff. His mother was really nice. So again, to see all this is just crazy. And then
Why do people stalk? They stalk because they're feeling persecuted, and this is a way that they can exact their revenge. The same reason why people commit these types of heinous murders. All it means is pursuing stealthily. So this would line up completely with the crime he is accused of committing.
You wouldn't think in a million years anybody you went to school with would do something like this. But if you laid out people, I could pick people out just from what I remember in high school who might be capable of doing anything. But Bryan was just always a smart kid. I mean, he was bigger in grade school, and then he did a weight transformation in high school. I remember, lost a lot of weight, gained confidence, got girlfriends, was talking to girls, interactive.
Violent impulses that he has. For example, we know that he has this obsessive compulsive attitude towards food, that he's not just vegan, but he doesn't want to have anything that has been in a pot or on a plate that has touched meat. And that tells me that he might be scared that he could actually engage in cannibalism after killing somebody. And that tells me that he might be scared that he could actually engage in cannibalism after killing somebody. So, I think that the reason why it was still so bloody, with all his knowledge, was because his rage. And again, that I think that, and I still think the more we find out that he's an incel, and that this was incel rage against women.
I mean, you have to be a special kind of individual to do exactly what he did and how he did it, but it just doesn't add up to the person I went to school with. That's what I can't put together. And I know nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to hear he was sick, he did this, he killed animals, he was, all this stuff, but it's just not true. There was never any unsolved murders in my area. There's still no unsolved murders in my area.
Was he ever in any kind of trouble as a juvenile?
No, never got in trouble in school one time. Like I said, he was probably top 5 or top 10 of 500 or 600 people of his class. You gotta understand that. So
yeah.
He didn't have any time to get in trouble. What I remember of him is completely different than what everybody is painting him out to be.
This is Kohberger's friend Bree.
who says she met Kohberger at a party when they attended Pleasant Valley High School.
Bryan was really funny. He wasn't outgoing at all. But he also wasn't shy.
She says they bonded over their love of the outdoors.
I don't necessarily remember the conversations, but you definitely remember how someone makes you feel. I just remember feeling okay. I was just with a friend.
We know now through cell phones that he was stalking them, that he was stalking the four of them, particularly Kaylee, and she had told her father that she had a stalker.
People have been wondering if Kaylee had a stalker, if that was really true.
I said this, she's a pretty girl, her friends were really pretty, so them attracting attention was pretty common wherever they went. So I think she attracted attention, whether that's a dedicated person following her around, maybe not. I do believe that the officers looked in it, and I believe what they said, that there was no evidence there.
There was also a man who runs a store who was told either by Kaylee herself or by one of the other four students. And so we see that this is true.
I think a lot of those rumors do stem from all of the vagueness, and it's human nature to want answers. It's human nature to kind of put forth a theory so that you can even comprehend it in your brain. And so I think that's how we're getting all of some of these really, really off the wall theories, and some of these theories like Kaylee had a stalker, that even we're sitting here scratching our heads saying, no, it couldn't be. If it was, it would be news to us.
This is something that, in terms of Kohberger's behavior, has been really consistent. Really throughout the past decade and a half of his life, this has been reported, that this is how he has made women feel and treated them. And depending on the direction that the prosecution's going to go in regards to a motive, they absolutely could be called as witnesses.
It's just so odd, because if he stayed the way he was in grade school, getting picked on and had a vendetta, I could see like a motive, but it was a complete 180 in high school. So